Hello everyone and welcome to FlatWebTV, the monthly show where we talk about everything that's happening in the world of Flatland. My name is Anthony Bouliou.
And my name's Justin Hoey.
This is FlatWebTV. Well, welcome back to FlatWebTV. This is episode number 15. A lot to talk about, so let's get right into it, huh?
Absolutely. Our first story is something that we're very excited about and personally involved with.
Yeah.
On our last show, we teased a video that we were helping our good friend Blake Hicks on, his elecTRON 2.0 video.
A lot of people may have seen, well, a lot of people have seen it. It's like 800 bazillion views right now. His first video, he puts EL wire, electroluminescent wire, on his bike, and he's a pretty good rider to boot, so he's got an act going on there. He does a lot of shows with the circus. Well, his new edit that we helped film and you edited just came out. Really proud of that.
Absolutely. There was, and if you frequent the flatstylebmx.com blog, he did a great little write-up about his previous video and the new video as well.
Thanks to Mr. McKay for that.
Absolutely.
E-frame?
E-frame. So actually, if you guys have read the new art magazine, there was a little mention of, well, a good mention of our friend Blake Hicks. And this article is very interesting because it has my name attached to it, and I actually didn't really do much with it. But there's a great article in there about Blake, the video, and Ephraim, sorry, actually did a great review of the magazine on flatmattersonline.com.
Yeah, if you haven't picked up an issue of that, it's a great issue. I say this about every issue of Art Magazine, but I love it. It's well worth getting. I think it's one of those ones that you'll be glad you got 10 years later and you can read. It's just good stuff.
I think every single time I read one, I say I'm going to order it. Yeah. And someday I will.
You definitely should.
I promise. I will not hoard yours. All right. So moving on to our next exciting story. One of the first contests, really, one of the first, sorry, not the first contest of the year, but a big contest at that, was the FISE contest in Costa Rica. Yeah. Which normally we don't, cover a lot of contests on the show, but it seemed like a lot of big heavy hitters went to this contest, and I watched the video, and I don't often get almost jump out of my seat watching an end of a trick or any combo, and there were a lot of times when I watched some of the edits where I was like, whoa, yeah, that was cool. It's and I don't get that feeling as much as I used to.
And it wasn't just from the names that you would think of. There are a whole host of Central and South American riders who are killing it right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just ridiculous.
It's insane. I mean, if you, I think it was, so let me actually pull up the results of the contest.
Well, I know Vicky won.
That's right. Vicky Gomez got first place. Yep. Definitely well-deserved. Great rider. William Perez got second. Raul, and help me with the last name here.
Figueroa.
And actually, why don't you help me with the rest of these names because I don't want to butcher them.
Fourth place, Camilo Rodriguez. Fifth place, Alex Jumelin, who we'll talk about in a minute. And then Jonathan easy for you to say, Venegas got sixth place. But every one of these runs, they were incredible.
They had some really heavy competition. And I think there were a lot of riders there at this contest. It seemed like there was a lot of things going on, the street contest.
Street contest, right.
And I think I saw a photo on Facebook. It looked like Bobby Carter went down and attended. Okay. And we hear a lot.
Bobby, can you confirm that?
I don't hear him, so that's okay. But we hear a lot about these contests in Costa Rica and the amazing riding and how awesome it is down there. And this really confirmed for me that there's some heavy talent in Central America, South America, that just is overlooked.
We were chatting earlier, it might be like the next Japan.
I'm not going to put that. You've been to Japan, so I think you have the validated rights to say that. But
they're hungry. They're very hungry, and they're dedicated, and that's the two things that I really knew about Japan when I lived there. They were hungry and dedicated. So And they've got weather, so those are three good things to have if you're in the flatland.
Yeah. So if you haven't checked out any of the footage yet, go search it on Google. Flat Matters, Flat Style, Global Flat. Go check out the footage. Great contest. Now, we also briefly mentioned that Alex Jumelin had placed 5th place in the contest. And one of the things that I thought we could do that's kind of cool is maybe just toss out our favorite edit of the month. One that we thought was pretty cool. And my favorite edit was an actual edit of Alex Jumelin. Yeah. It was the winter session with Alex. It was filmed by someone who is actually also very good in front of the camera, also very good now behind the camera.
We mentioned now we hate him even more because his edits are amazing now. He's got a great eye for the camera. He's got great editing skills.
And we're talking about,
come on,
who are we
he's
talking
great.
about?
Matthias, of course. He did a great job on this. Alex did some nice riding indoors at the different character warehouse.
It looks like the different character warehouse. He knocked over some bags and the edit. I really liked the riding. I've always liked watching Alex ride. I love seeing his progression over the years. Just one of my favorites.
Yeah. For me, and I'm definitely a little partial to this one, but SpaceArk, the BMX shop in Kobe, just put out kind of a little promo commercial for their store. It sounds like there's some custom rap music put to it. The guy's rapping about SpaceArk. I couldn't translate it very well, but all I heard was SpaceArk a lot. Great riding from Russia, and Keita Uchino is pretty noticeable in this video. Just a really nice, well-done edit, kind of nice and tidy, like the Alex edit, nice and tidy, and the way an edit should be.
Awesome. Great video. Tease that great location. Yep. So let's kind of get into kind of our first story here, and not a whole lot I really want to talk about, but one of the things we haven't done is really talk about flatland gear. We haven't talked about product in a while. Yeah. So kind of some things that have been happening that doesn't happen very often is we get free coaster news. Yeah. Right. So I know that one of the more recent news is that KHE is releasing a new line of free coasters. Yes. Called I think it's the Greyhound free coasters.
Greyhound free coaster.
They've got a street one, a 14mm adjustable one, and then also a flatland one. And it looks like the street and the flatland one use the male bolts, like similar to the Odyssey Vandro in Vandro 2 hubs.
There's I think 2 street versions. One has a solid 14mm axle. And then you're right, 2 with a flat version and a street version, both with the male bolts. There's a nice ad for it in the Art magazine. You can definitely catch all the details on KHE's website. Would like to hear a little bit of review from the users out there. Obviously, we're not getting any product to test.
No.
Nor are we soliciting it. I love my free coaster, so I don't need one, but I would like to hear how it's holding up.
Definitely, yeah. Start a discussion out there. We'd love to hear about it. Now, some of the other news is that St. Martin has made an announcement of their Darwin free coaster.
That's right. And
we kind of talks a little bit about KHE there, is that it looks like the St. Martin free coaster actually uses the KHE Geisha internals, or the KHE internal system.
Yeah, the shell is a little bit different, slightly different shape. I mean, they're all relatively the same shape, but it's a 6061 alloy shell with KHE internals, and apparently it's done so well as a stock part of, I think, their complete bike that they're going to sell it as a spare part now.
Absolutely. And it should be pretty good. I'm interested to hear how people like it. Yeah. And the last bit of news is that if you guys don't know about it already, there's a great website out there called free-coaster.com. Talks all about free coasters from the ages. And they actually made mention of another free coaster that's coming to market soon. It's called the Ezra coaster. Yeah. Now, this is obviously a coaster that's actually more for the street side of things, which is very interesting. This company makes a lot of street parts for street riders, and they're bringing a free coaster to market for one of their riders.
Looks pretty cool, though.
Don't know too much about it yet. There's been teasing on ESPN and some various other places. But very cool. Check out the website. You'll learn a lot about free coasters.
For sure.
So with that, before we get into our next story, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
welcome back, everybody. Our next big story, and a big story for all of Flatland this year, is VooDoo Jam. It's back on. Everybody knows this. Everybody's excited. It's June 9th, back in New Orleans, Louisiana. Thank goodness for that.
So excited this contest is back.
Yes, and we are actually going to try to make it this year.
Yeah, I want to go so bad.
It might be my honeymoon. To tell us a little bit more about VooDoo Jam this year is the man himself, Scott O'Brien.
Well, Scott, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good, man.
Very well.
You know, I think people know you most for possibly your presence in the Diversion Video Mag on the Southern Scene Report there, and also the very, very famous VooDoo Jam contest. But what else do you do, and how much do you ride?
Right now I'm riding about once a month. I'd like to do a little bit more, you know, whenever the guys in New Orleans get together. You know, time doesn't allow it, and, you know, motivation needs to be there a little bit better right now. So I'm kind of, you know, want to make a good little push right now and start riding a little bit more, actually. But, you know, I'm a family man, so I spend a lot of time with my kids and my wife, and I coach youth football as well. So I do all of those things, and on the besides BMX, you know, I do all of that stuff.
Well, obviously a great family man, and you've done a heck of a lot for BMX as a sport, for sure. You've actually, with these contests, helped shape a lot of things in the contest scene. But what is your opinion of Flatland as it stands today?
You know, I would like to think that me and a lot of other people had a lot to do with the way it is right now. But the way it is today, it's just kind of really like an internet-based sport, unfortunately. It's gone to this, like, we all commune on the internet and we do everything through, like, videos online and stuff. I kind of wish we did more of the jams where people get together and mingle with each other a little bit more, like you guys do up in Oregon and such. And so, I mean, where it's at right now, I mean, I'm not super stoked on it, you know, to be honest with you. I wish we had more community as far as, like, getting together, not just always, like, these online videos that look the same. And it's great that we have that avenue now, but I find it to be a little empty without soul, having all this internet stuff with the communication and kind of like these web videos and stuff. I look at them and I'm like, oh, that's cool, but then it's like over. Whereas if I went to, like, the York Jam in 2000 when I went, it's like I still think about the York Jam today, you know, and that was in 2000. But the greatest, like, the best web video from 2009, like, I don't even know what it was. Like, it's over, it's done, it's out of my mind. So where Flatland is today, like, you know, it's cool. It's great to see all these wonderful videos and these things that, like, Flat Matters is doing and stuff. And it's a great community, but let's not forget what it is to come together as a group, share each other's stories, backgrounds, interests, and love for Flatland in person rather than on the internet.
Fair enough. Well, what would you like to see different?
Oh, man, that's like a super loaded question. You know, I mean, there's all kinds of things that we can do to always make better. One of the things is to realize that you can always make things better in your own way. And you know, for me personally, like, you know, there's a lot of guys that kind of mirror other people. Now, of course, we all get what we do in life from someone in some kind of way through inspiration. It's one thing to take that inspiration and just do exactly what that person does, but it's another thing to take that inspiration and kind of make it your own. And in Flatland, I'm not seeing much of that right now. I used to see a kid come up and, you know, he'd get inspired by a guy like Marty Kwopa or an Andrew Ferris. And then he would take his inspiration from those guys and do his own thing. Right now, I'm putting on web videos right now. And I mean, everybody's looking the same to me. Like, a lot of stuff looks the same. And there's 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 guys that are standing out right now. And I love watching them and I enjoy it. There's a lot of guys, man, they're out there, they're doing their mirror copying, you know. Just take Flatland as an art form and create your own aspect of it and go your own route. But be respectful of the others that paved the way take something from them and do your own thing. You know, I'd like to see a little bit more of that. And, you know, don't be afraid to put brakes back on your bike. You know, don't be afraid. It's okay. Do it. I love watching guys with brakes on their bike. Like it's okay. Learn, like a lot of people are like, oh, he rides brakeless, but it's like, yo, you can ride brakeless with brakes. Just know when to touch them, you know? So we don't all have to do the same turbine 3 times in a row. We don't all have to have the same exact turbine tricks, and he turbined that trick 3 times and then he did it again. I mean, like, don't be afraid to do switches and touch your brakes and go into different positions, you know? That's why I love to watch Vicky Gomez ride his bike, because that dude has brakes, but he rides brakeless, and he knows when to touch his brakes, you know, and make that switch that you can only get through touching the brake. It's beautiful to see a combination from Vicky when he can change directions, but he does it in such a way that he hits his brake and then he gets into a different position, you know? So I don't know. That's just some of the crazy thoughts that go in my head sometimes, and I appreciate all those guys and everything they do. I just think that there's all kinds of directions. Like I said, it's a loaded question, and I could sit here all day and talk to you about how to improve flatland. You know? So
now I know that you announced that VooDoo Jam was coming back, and what a wonderful announcement that was. Can you tell us a little bit about the contest this year and what we can expect?
Well, what Terry and I are going to do is we're going to have it in the same location. It's always a struggle with sponsorships and whatnot, and so we're going to make it happen again this year. And we felt as though that flatlanding in the U.S. needed a break from VooDoo Jam, so we took that break and we gave people the opportunity to maybe create some other events, start stepping on their own and doing their own thing, which happened with Jomo Pro. And then some other jams popped up after VooDoo Jam kind of went away. So we wanted to see some of that stuff happen. So we're back, and we're doing it this year, June 9th. We're going to do it, and we're excited about it. I'm going to change the format and the way things are done. One of the things that, as far as like we talked earlier about, like the things we'd like to see change in flatland, well, there's things in flatland competition I'd like to see change. That's 2 separate things, you know? And the thing I'd like to see is more participation. It seems as though it's not a rider-friendly environment for growth, as far as if you're an amateur rider wanting to turn pro. One of the reasons why I feel that way is because the formats that are set up today that I helped create were head-to-head battles. And if you're an AM rider coming up, you're like, man, I don't want to go head-to-head with that guy. He's just going to smoke me, you know? I'm going to make the finals and be done. Whereas if we can go back to the way we used to do things, to where you ride pretty much against yourself for 2.5 minutes to qualify into the finals. And then I'm going to go to the original format that we did once before, where you ride against yourself for 2.5 minutes, you know, and then the top 10 make the finals, or 10 or 12. And then what we'll do is the final 4 will battle. 3 or 4 will battle. We don't know yet the numbers. It all depends on how many people enter the competition. So what we want to do is get away from the battle format, which I think had a great place in getting interest from riders, and I think it still has a great place in certain areas and competitions of flatland. Like, I don't think it should be abandoned totally, but in my opinion, with VooDoo Jam, I think I'd like to create an atmosphere of a more friendly environment for the riders to grow. So with that being said, we're going to go with a format like the traditional format that we did originally, and we'll have the final 3 battle, 3 or 4, just depending on how many people enter the contest. And the final battle is like, you still have that aspect of the battle where the crowd's into it. People that don't know what flatland is, they kind of into it. These guys are going against each other head to head. So we're going to go to the format. And then also, we feel as though that that'll create some interest from some riders coming up that'll be like, hey man, I'm just going to go do my thing. If I make the finals, that's great. If I don't, that's cool, you know? So we need more pro riders in the United States, and that's what we want to help create. So if you win the AM contest at VooDoo Jam, part of your first place winning is that you will enter the pro class for free. Like, you're going to win into the pro class. You have to compete in the pro class. So if you win AM at VooDoo, you will compete in pro. And we did that the first year. it was actually Shane. If I'm not mistaken, it was Shane Caginori that did it, and he had nothing to lose. He had a great time. He competed in pro, and there was nothing for him to lose. So it was an encouragement opportunity for him, and nothing to lose, to encourage him. Hey, man, you just won the amateur contest. We want you to now compete in pro with nothing to lose. Go out there and do your best. You know. So that's kind of the opportunity we're trying to create. More pro flatlanders in the United States. You know, that's what we'd like to do.
Now, some people, you know, might not know if they haven't seen a lot of the footage from VooDoo or some of the other contests, but you're quite the crazy, energetic flatland announcer. Are you going to bring it to a new level at the next VooDoo Jam?
You know, that's so true, but the funny thing is that it's never planned what I do. It's all off of pure emotion and love for the riders and flatland, and you never know where I'm gonna go with the thing. Like I just have a great time. I feel blessed and very lucky to have the opportunity to MC for all these great riders. I'm very humbled by it as well. But you never know what's gonna happen, dude. I mean, I could come out there and just go crazy and just enjoy the whole thing, you know. And for me, it's about taking the rider and matching him with the spectator, and helping communicate those two, and then just have a beautiful thing come out of it, you know. So yeah, I'm sure I'll go a little crazy, and we'll have a good time.
Yeah, I think you know, I've watched you over the years do a lot of these different contests, and I think I almost remember you hip checking people and all sorts of fun stuff.
Right, and it's all emotion. You know, it's pure emotion, and I don't plan any of it, you know. And to be quite honest with you, man, to watch it on a video and to see it in person, it's two different things. It's night and day, you know. It's night and day.
Awesome, man. You know, Scott, I definitely want to thank you again for being on the show. But is there anyone that you wanted to say thanks to? Any shout outs at all?
Yeah, we definitely want to shout out to a couple of the guys the companies that already stepped up and sponsored VooDoo Jam. We want to thank Flatland Fuel for sponsoring VooDoo Jam from its inception, and of course they're there for us again as well. Free Gun Underwear, we want to thank those guys. These are people that have already financially contributed and promised committed money. Red Bull, we'd like to thank them. Dance Comp as well. And we also want to thank Hector Garcia, Dunamis Designs. He's going to do the web page again for VooDoo Jam and has done it in the past for us on several occasions. So we definitely want to thank those guys. Terry and I would like to thank them. You know, we also want to let anyone know if they have a company that's interested in sponsoring VooDoo Jam or Flatland to contact Terry Adams or myself, flatlandadams@yahoo.com would be Terry Adams' email, or southrider73@yahoo.com. That's my email. Be looking out for the website soon. Be looking out for our Facebook page, and you can follow us on Twitter as well. So, you know, we're definitely looking forward to it. And we want to thank all the riders who've participated in VooDoo Jam in the past. VooDoo Jam is not our contest, it's Flatland's contest. So if you're a Flatlander out there, take the opportunity to attend VooDoo Jam, enjoy it. I mean, it's like a Flatland convention. I mean, it's just a great weekend. Come, enjoy it, have a great time, and definitely want to give a shout out to the riders in Texas. They're always the strongest group here, and they're very well represented and appreciated as well. So.
Definitely. Well, definitely. And Scott, we'll see you soon.
All right, man. Thank you guys, man. Be good up there. See you soon, June 9th.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, that was awesome. I love having Scott on. I think we want to definitely invite him back again.
Yeah, I think last month with Steve and this month with Scott, the contest scene in America this year is pretty inspiring, pretty good. Flat, of course, has got 4 official, technically 5 stops. We've got VooDoo back in the mix. It's going to be a good year for American contests.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm very excited, and I really, really want to try to attend VooDoo and try to do something special out there.
Absolutely.
So, well, that brings us to the end of our show.
How about that?
Wow, we did it. Another show. Again, we made it. So obviously we wanted to let you guys know that we try to make the show available wherever. You're obviously watching the show now in one of those many ways, but you know, whether it's the YouTube app on the Android devices, iTunes Store, all the cool places, Vimeo. Yeah, oh, synchronous.
Hey.
Awesome. And obviously, there's many ways to get in contact with us, whether it's on facebook.com/FlatWebTV, Everyday Traffic on Twitter, or FlatWebTV.com.
Yeah, if you have something to say, don't, just like you said, don't be shy, get in touch.
Yeah.
We're always available and open for anything, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And last little note as well, we are completely out of stickers. I know people are still trying to get some, and I apologize. We were out of stickers. We were going to try to get some very soon.
I can start sending like Flatland fuel stickers. Those are the only ones that I have right now in abundance.
Mm-hmm. We have an art magazine sticker that might end up on my bike. Yeah. Who knows? So anyway, I want to thank everybody again for watching our show. My name is Justin Hoey.
I'm a very sick Anthony Bulio.
And this was FlatWeb TV.
My name's Anthony Bulio.
And my name's Justin Hoey.
And I'm going to do this one more time.
Every time we do this, I'm like, he's going to say my name. I'm like,
hello everyone, welcome to FlatWeb TV, the monthly show where we talk about everything that's happening in the world of Flatland. My name is...
I was going to say my name. I'm on a cue.
As soon as I turn my head,